Hi, and welcome to Kelly Talk Show. We're based out of Atlanta. We're talking to artists who turned their art into careers. I'm Kelly Yung Silva. I'm owner of Words in Motion Acting Studio. We're talking to Adele today. Adele, pronounce your last name for me.
Drahos.
Drahos. Where's that from?
You know, that's a great question.
It's just around. I don't know any other Drahos.
The family thinks it might be like Greek or Czech, Bohemia thing when that was a thing, but
Okay.
now it's just like Adele of House Drahos.
And Adele is an actor, so we're going to talk about acting. She actually played a role in an upcoming film called Hunting Souls that I was a line producer on and have a little small role in the movie, and my husband directed it. So, first, before we start on Hunting Souls, I want to talk about the role that you just did in the Marvel film Hawkeye. Yes, as Missy, right?
Missy,
yes. How was that? And
that was so much fun. Like everyone asked me, what was the experience like? I mean, it was just fun from beginning to end. It was a fabulous experience.
Were you just floored that you booked it?
Yeah, I didn't know I was actually auditioning for Hawkeye, but we knew it was a Marvel project because there's a couple filming right now, and it was I ran up this. I get like Tourette's, especially when I book something like that. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, Jordan's my roommate, my amazing roommate, Jordan Blair Brown, and I just get like super Tourette's. I'm like, no. Yeah, sorry, his son's probably spiking here.
It gets me excited. So with that, now does that makes you part of the Marvel family, right?
I am an MCU. Yeah, I am.
You played Hope, who is like a mystic. She can conjure up the spirits. She knows a lot about spirits and demons and things like that. Mm-hmm. This is obviously Hunting Souls is kind of it's a thriller horror movie. How coming up with your role for that, I saw on your IMDb that you did do another somewhat funny horror after?
Stand Against Evil kind of is a comedy that dealt with supernatural creatures. And then, funny enough, earlier that year, I played in theater a possessed person.
Okay.
So I was like, now I get to do the non-possessing, the unpossessed, like the protection from the possession,
right?
Versus being possessed. Words are hard.
So when you are coming up with your character, what does your process look like? Like you book, you find out you book, and where do you go from there? What do you do?
So generally, it kind of varies from script to script, honestly. But I read through the script, find anything that is about my character, said about my character, or that my character says, pull all of that together, and then start to build a bit of a backstory. So like, why is Hope interested in this paranormal world? What got her into spirits, and because you believe in that, there's something that kind of pushed you into that. Justifying and finding out her story basically is what I like to do, is get very kind of grounded into who the characters are. It kind of varies, but like just researching and diving into and finding out these backstories that'll then help color the further
to add some
furtherance of
depth. To add some depth to it. You absolutely brought depth to the character, and I think you did an amazing job with so many hardships. And going through the pandemic is even like mind blowing. What makes you stay with it?
Just raw passion. I mean, I have always loved performing. I did from early church plays to my first official play in third grade. I've always loved being, not necessarily being in front of people, but being able to affect people. And I've always loved storytelling. I like to write as well as act. I went to college for it, and I've been, boots on the ground in Atlanta for a decade doing this. They call it the acting bug. It's an obsession, whether that's healthy or not is to be determined. But I love it so much. And what's funny with the pandemic, there were a lot of people, everything shut down, so you can't do it anymore. And a lot of people were reevaluating their choices. Is this really what I want to do? Does this bring me joy? And questioning whether this was the career for them. And the whole time I am just like, I want to be back on set. I want to be back. I miss set. I want to be on set. Like, I never doubted, like, nope, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do.
And then it was very interesting because now being on sets, most of the sets want you to be vaccinated. So that also, some people just left because of that, because they did, so it's a very, very interesting time for our industry. I don't know another time that we've ever shut down like this.
No, yeah.
I mean, I couldn't, when we started Hunting Souls, we were 2 days from principal photography, and our lead, Sunny Mabry, she was in LA and she wouldn't fly. And I remember thinking, what? She won't fly? And, not in my head really realizing, I knew there was something happening, but not to the extent until we got that call and she said she wouldn't fly. And I'm like, what actor doesn't, what? And then 2 days later, literally the whole country is shut down. Yeah. Crazy. And just a miracle that we were able to, took us, almost 9 months, but we were able to get back up and running, and we ended up with a feature film. So thank you so much for taking that part and adding to.
Thank you. You put me back on set. I think I was telling somebody the other day, because of the pandemic, what a lot of people outside of the industry may not fully grasp is the amount of anxiety within the industry, because our jobs are different, where a lot of people can get COVID and take 2 weeks off and go back to their job. We get some people 1 or 2 jobs a year,
right?
Especially on a SAG, well-paying or a project that'll get you out there. And I've got one coming up in a few weeks, and already I'm like, ooh, turning down jobs, because it's like, if I get COVID, I'm replaced like that.
Yeah, it makes it, I hear people all the time, they're working on set and they won't even get together with their friends during that 14-day period.
Because you could just lose the job like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, you work 6 months to try and get, you've auditioned 50 times to get there.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be nice when the day that COVID could just go away.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm glad that the industry was able to bounce back, that you guys, because it was especially hard on independent filmmakers.
So hard.
Just the budgeting that a lot of people may not realize, to have to budget in now COVID safety protocols is tough. And the fact that you guys bounced back twice because of COVID, cheers.
Man, that was some sheer will of Diego Silva Acevedo. He was not going to, he was going to go. And what people don't understand too with that, your budget has to readjust, because now you've got COVID protocol. All actors are everybody is being tested 3 times a week. So that gets extremely expensive for a project. And I learned so many valuable lessons just about producing that I don't think could have come at another time,
because this is y'all's first feature.
This is our first feature. We've done some short films. Sure. We did a feature for my studio, but didn't. It was just a project that we were doing with my students, and didn't quite,
not to this scale.
Yeah,
so you dove in.
Yeah, we dove in hard.
Yeah.
And we're ready to dive back in.
Hey, that's the thing, though, right? No matter how much pain there is, it's there's that hole.
Yeah. We just like abuse. That's what it is.
Listen,
like abuse.
Actors are masochistic, so if you want to be an actor, be prepared.
It's just the truth.
But it's so fulfilling at the same time.
Yeah.
So fulfilling.
So do you have anything coming up? What's in the future? What are you doing right now? What are you doing with your time?
So Hunting Souls is going to be dropping this spring in April.
Yeah.
I like I mentioned, I am booked for a project in a few weeks, which was exciting. And I am trying my darndest to produce a project I've been working on for 2 years now.
Wow.
The script, the feature's written, and we're trying to make the short to be able to pitch the feature. And the short is now in its third complete rewrite, like not just editing drafts, but a completely rewritten draft. Because we were, it's been 2 years trying to get that on. It's tough because you want to do it right, but when you're doing that, your budget just keeps ticking.
You know, it's so funny because that's the biggest thing that people are looking for is, you know, if we all just had money, we could do whatever we wanted. And that's the, you know, that's the hard thing. And that's where, you know, as Atlanta grows, we know that we need to produce more of our own content, but it's hard.
It is extremely difficult, especially when you want to do it right. Now, you can like cut corners to an extent, but at the end of the day, there are some expenses that you just can't deny.
Right.
And the more you throw in action sequences and special effects and, you know, monster makeup, you know, all of that, feeding a crew, the bigger your cast is, it adds up really quick.
Right. We're going to go into, first of all, I want to give you a candle and tell you that you are a light in life. So keep giving your light, keep moving forward. Acting is a noble profession and stories must be told. They must be told because we get so numb as humanity sometimes. That openness of what we do is so important. So we're gonna move into Thunder Round. Thunder Round is that I'm just gonna ask you random questions. You're gonna have to answer them as fast as you can. All right. If you delay, stall, or stutter, you have to leave the show. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I got this.
All right, here
20 minutes later.
Where did you grow up?
The East Coast.
What would you say the slogan of your hometown would be? Did you grow up in a hometown? Did you move around? Like what?
It was middle school, high school. Parents still live there. The slogan is, look, there's a cornfield.
Well, what slogan would you give for Atlanta if you could give a slogan?
Atlanta, let's make movies.
Who raised you?
My parents.
Mother and father?
Mother and father.
Some sound advice your mother gave you that stays in your head.
Sit down and have a nice family meal every once in a while.
What type of role would you turn down?
Ooh, if there's heavy nudity and the character's not even named.
Good. Yeah, right? And some people don't.
Prostitute number 2?
Not me. The sound that you make when you book a role. You already did it. Recap. Let's see. Sound that you make on after a day of a long shoot. It's not even a sound.
Oh my God, bed. I love you so much, bed.
If there was no way to be an actor, it didn't even exist, what profession would you be in?
I would go get a farm in Ireland and live off the land.
Heck yeah, me too. That sounds great. Do you believe in the supernatural?
Yeah. There's a part of me that doesn't deny something. There's another force out there.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
On a film set.
Best advice you've ever been given?
If you don't ask, you don't get.
And closing out, to give advice to an actor that may want to do what you do, what would be some hard lessons that you would advise them to pay attention to?
It's going to be a long journey. Prepare for that. You have to love the journey. You can't just love the end result. You'll hear it a million times. If there's anything else that you can do, you should do it. But if there's not, then acting is for you.
What is the release date of Hunting Souls?
The movie is coming out on April 5th. You can catch it at Redbox or DVD at Walmart, as well as on demand and digital platforms.
So we hope you watch it. Hunting Souls. This is Adele.
And that's Kelly.
Sophie, where did you get these marks?
What marks?
If there's an entity around, then it's not a good idea to be doing this.
This is not real.
This is not real.